Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this fine and beautiful Monday morning. It's 8 a.m. in London. Hope you're all well. Hope you had a great weekend. And so we're going to be presenting to you for the next 2 hours all things that are gold and trading. So just going to bring the charts up and go through what's been going on this weekend. So we've had quite an interesting overnight. So as I spoke last week, one of the things I always do is look at what's going on in the day. So the day today is buying. So there's wicks on both ends. So it's sitting about the middle. So current price 47.13, and it's towards the top of the range. So it's been down all the way to 46.71. And then been all the way up to 47.29. So if we do the maths, that's 67.77. So it's done about 600 pips so far, about $60. The top and bottom of the market has been, and so that's the day, And then I normally go to the 1 hour, see what the hour's doing. So again, the chart looks very interesting on the hours, and that is showing that the market obviously dropped all the way to 46.70, which was 1 o'clock this morning, London time. So it's risen since then. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of buying, 1 hour of selling, and then another couple of hours of buying. So 8 o'clock is the hours open positive in terms of buying. So I wouldn't call it selling negative, but it's an easier way to describe it. So the gold's going up in value, up in price at this moment in time. So that's your 5 minutes, and that's your 1 minute. So we've had some signals already, obviously, from 5 o'clock this morning. So I don't know whether you've been trading. I traded last night, put one in and set it to TP. The others I actually closed out myself. So I've had, I will tell you now, how many profitable trades so far. We've had so we've got let's see what's coming up. Okay, we're taking profit. TP2's just been hit on the last signal that was received at 7.35, 70 pips up, so all good there. So in terms of my own personal accounts, as you know, I run 3 accounts. One TP hit on one, another one about to hit, another TP hit on that account, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 TPs hit on my last account. So that's about 6 positive trades already. I do find it quite difficult to trade whilst we're doing this, so I try and get some trades in beforehand. Don't rush it. Make sure the opportunities are there first. So hence, I tend to have a nap on a Sunday afternoon, and then I can stay up a little bit longer and watch the market open. It's always interesting, and I always think that a couple of hours on the markets on a Sunday night is great investment for me. How are you, Matthias? How are you, Kulwant? And what sort of weekend have you guys had?
Good
Amazing.
weekend, thank you. Hope you too. Yep, interesting morning. I took a couple of the trades this morning where we've had the signals, so I'm up, which is good.
Yeah, was good to see TP1s and come back to the entry point TP1 again.
Yeah.
And now we just reach another TP2.
Yeah.
It's just great.
So if we're talking about a start to the week, so last week was our second week, but it was my first week back in the country. So we noticed some shortcomings in the presentation that we were doing in terms of what I was able to do and not do. So we needed better lighting, we needed some equipment. So I swapped my iMac Mini for my iMac that was downstairs. So we just made some changes. Matthias and I spent a couple of hours together just to set everything up. So last week I wasn't able to do this kind of stuff myself. Matthias was bringing that on. So when I was talking to you about the market, I wasn't in control of that. So I'm able to do that. Some better lighting. We needed a decent webcam, which this still isn't. So that's on order for today. So, we invested about £250 in equipment to get this as professional as we can possibly get it. And the point of that is having the tools of the trade, as it were, there for you to be able to trade. So I'm able to now have 2 or 3 different tabs open here and share them with you. I've got my Telegram open here, and I've got my phone over here to be able to take the trade. So everything's is within hand. It's like almost like a circle. The main screen's there, iPad's there, and that's there. So we want to improve that even more, for your experience and for ease in that. So now we will look for an ultra wide screen monitor, so we can have more tabs open. That makes life easier for me to be able to present to you. So again, the tools of the trade. And Mateus was over yesterday, so thank you for that yesterday. We enjoyed a nice lunch together. And again, Mrs. J was saying that, trading with your phone is okay, but it's not ideal. And if you want to make pin money, then by all means do it on the go and on the whatever it is. Yeah. But if you really are serious about this business, you need a laptop at least, because the real estate of seeing all of this here, being able to see this, the range, where it's going, and getting these headlines, what's going on, will keep you informed, and it's there for you to be able to be informed, as it were. And then so now 2 hours ago, gold was rising above 4,700 on Monday, because the Iranians have put forward a proposal for a ceasefire. So, and as we said last week, every time there's talk of a ceasefire, oil goes down and gold goes up. And then the other index that I usually use, and again I couldn't share it with you yesterday, is last week because I didn't have the setup, is the dollar. So what tends to happen is, and you can see it there, that as the dollar goes down, gold generally goes up. So those patterns are usually in reverse. Let me make sure we're on the right same time. Yeah, we're on the 1 minute time frame. So gold looks like it's ranging there. Yeah, but the trend is still up. If you see that from the bottom there to the top there, it's still showing that it's up, and that's where it's at. So any questions you guys have about trading, pop them in, contact me, contact us, pop them in on Facebook. Can you ask questions on YouTube as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So wherever you feel that you need to ask the question, just ask the question. So all of this stuff is on TradingView. So it's available. There's no issues there. It's a few quid a month, or you can even have the free version. And away you go. So that's me done. I'll shut up now. So it's over to you guys.
Let me share the last signal for people to understand what we are seeing here. As you can see, the last signal is still going up, but we already reached TP2. That means always book your profit, move stop loss to break even. That is the way to keep growing your money. And right now, as you can see, we are past TP2. But if you didn't book profit on that last signal, it's time to book some profits. Don't leave money on the table, because that could retrace and go all the way to stop loss, and that you don't want to yourself. We're talking last week. Cool went as well. I think so. She starts to do that more often, and that helps you, because then you don't stress. You're just making your profits.
Yeah, 100%.
And protecting your capital. And if you want to have those signals straight away on your Telegram, as soon as we get it, just reach out to Cam. You have the number here under, and you have the QR code as well, or to me, and we will get you started.
Reach out to Mateus because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He knows all this. He's the clever one, right? I must admit, Mateus, it's been interesting because this is the beginning of, this is our third Monday doing this, and see, just dropped. See that?
Yeah,
so
that's I'm telling you, book profits.
yeah. So if you hadn't booked your profit, so just went from almost 47.20 straight down to 47.14. So yeah, you could have either you missed a chunk of profit, or you got to wait for it to go again, or it could have hit stop loss. So any of those things could have happened. So try not to leave money on the table, especially in the early days, right?
Yeah.
Especially the early days. Don't leave money on the table. Whatever else you do, take it. Right, it's yours.
Yeah, especially when you have a low lot size. It's better book the profits, because then you cannot do the runners or anything like that properly.
No,
because you don't have a huge lot size. Then you just keep booking profits.
Well, the thing is, it's so easy on a £1,000 account. It's so easy to get £10, right? On a 0.01 lot size. So, and then £10 is 1%.
Yeah.
Right? So you do 3 or 4 of those, you've got 3 or 4% a day in profit.
Yeah.
And so that can soon grow. And we'll talk about that probably later on in terms of compounding, where we are. We'll do that this afternoon and show you exactly what's possible in terms of where it is. But yeah, Kulwant, what are your thoughts this morning and generally about trading?
Everything you've just said. As you know, my trading day started with 1,000 and 0.01, and doing exactly what you've said, 10, 12. But it's quite possible to make. Well, I've made up to £80 a day. So, in one day.
£80 a day. Is that an average for you now, or is it?
No, when I was on my 0.01,
yeah,
that was my average was probably around 55, 60 in the week.
That's 5-6%. That's 5-6%, right?
No, I'm talking a day.
Yeah.
So
no, that's 5-6% a day.
Yeah. So
unbelievable.
It averaged too. So if you think £50 a day averaged, 250 a week. Whether you want to, I like the percentage thing is good, but while people get used to working with percentages, if you haven't had to in the past, if it's easier for you to calculate by pounds, do it by pounds, because it's 200, 250 a week.
Yeah,
so,
I always times all of that by 20. So, £10 a day is £200 a month, right? Yeah. £50 a day is £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And that's a chunk of money, that is.
It's a really good chunk of money. It's a really good chunk of money. You can't put £1,000 into a savings account and withdraw a £250 at the end of the week. You can't do it. It's there isn't anything out there that does that for you.
Well, it's interesting, because I remember having this conversation with a lady that wanted to come and work with us. And she wanted to put in £1,000 and said, how much do you think I can make? So I said, look, £1,000 is quite easy to grow, as long as you know what you're doing, because you can get £30-40 a day, no problem, right? So, and I said, you could probably, get, and I'm always conservative when I'm talking.
Yes, yeah.
Right? So as you know, I was very, very conservative. So I said, if you did a couple of % a day, I think you could probably make £500 or £1,000. And she went, is that it? And I said, what do you mean? She goes, that's not a lot of money. I said, your £1,000 would make you probably £40 or £50 in a year in the bank.
I don't even think it makes that, Cam.
But I'm always generous. I'm always generous.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, but my point is always, Kulwant, the point isn't to get the precise interest rate. That's not the, we're arguing or discussing the wrong thing.
No, we're not talking precise, but these people, the reason I become that precise or towards that, Cam,
look at that, it's dropped down
you must have if you've got £1,000 in your bank account, you must see what it's made for you. Therefore, that's why I become that little nitpicky, if you want. Because if you've got that £1,000 in your bank account, you can see what it's made you. And if it's made you if it's made you 200 a week, then keep where it is. Stay where you are. If it's not, but you want, and then you're not happy with 200 a week. So if it was £40 a day, £30 a day times it, 150 a week. If your money, wherever it is, £1,000, is not making you 150 a week because you think £30 a day isn't enough, then keep it where it's making it for you. Because I don't understand why you're happy to accept £5 a year on £1,000 or £10, but you want something else to make you $1 million in a month. I don't understand that.
I think the thing is this: what actually happens. So I ran an estate agency business for 11 years, and the property ombudsman decided that instead of telling people the percentage that we were going to charge them to sell their house, say 1% or 2%, we had to express it as a figure.
Okay.
So you had to, so on a £100,000 house, you had to say that it's going to cost you £2,000 if we get a £100,000 house, 100,000 for their house, if we're on 2%. They did that because people couldn't work out what the percentage was, right?
Don't get me started on the schools.
So in order to clarify for people, because people felt misled, when the solicitor said it's £2,000 to sell your house, it was only 1%. Well, 1% of 100k is, or whatever that figure is, right?
Yeah.
So they said that we need to express it as a figure, and then when I've had a lot of clients like this that said, I want to start with £1,000, I want to start with £2,000, what can I get, right? And the funny thing about that is, it's never about what do I have to put in to actually get this return, it's what do I get, right? So the mindset's already wrong, in my opinion. So what's then happening is that, this is, sorry, I'm just distracted, just saw the builders' vans pull over, so we've got another week of it's a building site in one part of my house. So what's going on is that they have an expectation. Let's say you want an extra £500 a month, right? So they're looking at that and saying, right, what can I get? Or I've given you £1,000. They don't. The mindset isn't that I've got £1,000 in my client account, right, or with my broker's account. That it's my money. It's in my name. It's not in Cam's name. It's not in Mateus's name. Not in anybody else's name, right? This money is in my name, and I'm now beginning on the circle or the cycle of making my money actually work for me. Because what it's doing in the bank, so it's the banks are legally allowed to lend 10 times the amount of money that they take in. So every £1 that you give them, they're allowed to lend that 10 times over. So even if they lent it at the same interest rate as they pay you, they can make 10 times the money. But of course, they never do that. So they're lending, so they're paying you 5%, they're lending at 7 or 8%. So they have a margin for that, right? And they're lending it many, many times over. So what's actually happening is that you're giving your money to a bank manager or bank, they're making the money work for them, and they're giving you a little percentage out of that, right? So now you're beginning to sit down and work out that how this money's working for you. So your £1,000, which you doubled that in about 6 weeks. So technically what you could have done is you could have pulled your investment back out and got all your money back. That's back in the bank doing whatever it was doing. Now you've got £1,000 that's trading. I've got an account which I started at, it wasn't even at the beginning of the month, I think it was at 9th of April or something like that. That with £1,000, that's at £3,015 now.
Mm.
Right? So I've actually made, twice as much money as I put in. I got £1,000 credit on that account. So, the equity of that account is over £4,000 now. So the broker gave me £1,000, which matched my £1,000. And I've made £2,000, so I've got a £4,000 account now. So instead of making 1%, £10 a day at 1%, I can now make £40 a day with the same risk, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, so £40 a day is £800, whereas with my £1,000, I can only make £200? No, it'd be £200. So I can make 4 times as much money, right? With the same effort and the same risk and the same number of trades.
Money makes money.
Money makes money. Well, that's compounding, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the brilliant part of all that.
So while you were explaining, I've just looked up to see what the best interest rates are.
Okay.
At the moment. And so one of the best that's come up is 4.66 on a fixed.
Yeah.
I didn't look at what the terms are, but it's probably, if it's fixed, it probably means you can't take that money out for a year.
Yeah, you're committed, aren't you?
Yeah. I didn't look to see whether it was 6. So that's 46.60 for 12 months. That's what you will get after 1 year.
Yeah.
So if you're happy to put your £1,000 in that, and that's one of the best. That's the best. And make £46.60 at the end of the year, then why do you want £500 from you in a month? If I give you 1,000 and say, can you give me back, keep the 1,000 and keep making money on it, but give me 500 a month?
Because no, hold on a second. So now you come to the argument that that's 50% in a month.
Yeah.
Right? That's 10 years of interest on your £1,000 in a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why you need to be aware of percentages and talk about percentages.
Yeah.
Right? Because now when you wake up and you think that's 50% growth in a month. Right? Yeah. So if I did the same over 2 months, I'd have £2,000. If I'm risk averse and I want to pull my £1,000 out and put it under my mattress again, right? Even though it's depreciated by 11%, even though it's depreciated by 11% a year, right?
Yeah.
So if I want to do that, I've now got £1,000 to trade with, right? So the percentage part has to be taken into account because that's the real growth. Because the thing about that is that the 50% on a 100k account is £50,000. Right? On a £10,000 account, it's £5,000. So we have somebody join us last week who really good friend of mine. So welcome if you're watching, you know who you are. And he said, I'm looking to replace my income. I need about £5,000 a month. Right? So we worked out that if you think about, say, 1%, right? So don't put pressure on your account. Yeah? £5,000 is £250 a day.
Yeah.
Right? £250 a day. You'd need an account. If you're looking at 1%, you need an account of about £25,000 to comfortably do that.
Yeah.
Right? You could smash it out. You could do that with £12,500 if it was 1%, 2% you're willing to do. You could do it with £6,000 if you are aiming for 4%. But then you're putting yourself under pressure, right? And then the other alternative to that, which I suggested, because I don't really ask people how much money have you got, especially my friends, right?
Yeah.
I'll ask them how much they're going to start with.
Yeah.
So I just make some suggestions that, look, £5,000 a month over 6 months is £30,000. If you've got £30,000 in the bank, stick it away. That's your next 6 months. And start this with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pounds, and then grow
Yeah.
it to that figure, right? Alternatively, you put in, between 20 and 30,000 pounds. It's your money, and it's really then easy to go. You'd hit 250 pounds every single day. As long as you followed the signals and you did, basically what you were told to do. You follow the satellite navigation, right? It's not a difficult thing to do at all. So those are the ideas, right? So it's hit TP3 again. So if you weren't in the first time, you could have got in and just taken the same trade again.
Yeah, TP2 now again.
Is that
yeah.
TP2? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So that you could have had 2 trades or 3 trades, or you could have layered it and had probably 4 or 5 TPs within that now if you'd have gone in again, right? What are your thoughts on doing that again and repeating the trade? Do you do that, Matthias?
You need to be mindful, because sometimes, like last week, we had one of the TP1s reach like 7 or 8 times. Kuwait and I were counting.
We were counting 8 or 9 times.
How many times we get to the entry point and went to TP1, 30 pips. Get to entry point, go to TP1, 40 pips.
Yeah.
But the only thing you need to be mindful, if you got your piece of cake, don't keep asking for more, because then you can go to stop loss at some point and then you can lose all profits. You just need to be mindful. You need to see the range. When the market is forming that range, then it's good to re-entry. But if you are not on the range, if it's not building a range, don't do that, because then the market is just moving in one direction. Like today it's easy to do that, because on the 1 minute you can see the range forming. When you see those ranges forming, then you can re-entry, but don't keep chasing it, because then you can burn yourself. If you make a profit on TP1 or TP2 and you are happy with that, just wait for the next signal.
I think you really have to be on it to go back.
You need to have, like we are now, you have your screen, I have my double screen here, I have everything set up, I can go for it. But I start very early today as well. I'm with you, because it's difficult to keep talking and trading and showing the results for everyone. I start very early, and then I got all the TP1s already, another TP2, though that last TP2 I got as well. But then look, I'm nearly on my target. It's only 8:30 in the morning.
Great points, Matthias. Like I said, I think you got to be on it. You got to have everything set up. You got to have as professional as a setup as you can possibly have to be entering trades. But look, there's plenty of signals. There's plenty of day to go. We're only at 8:30 in the morning. So again, some of you do this part time, and I understand that. But there's plenty of time. You could have traded last night. And obviously you would be trading on your own, but you can read the market. If you can do that, like I said, I took all of my trades of 6, 7, whatever TPs that I've hit. They were all done myself. I haven't taken any of the signals this morning, again, because I had things to do and get ready for this, if you like. So I woke up this morning. When I turned my phone on, I just saw one flash of blue, because the screen obviously is behind, the trade's already happened, and that had taken my last TP. Thank you very much. I've got a couple of open trades that are a little bit higher than this, so we'll hit TP on those a little bit later on in the day, and that's fine. So that's the 5 minutes now. So the pattern really does look different when you look at these things. So you can see the steady rise on the 1 minute. You can see that. You can see the bottoms there. And you can see the wicks on the candles and see what it's doing. But the trend you can see from here. So this is my, it's one of my pivot points. I don't know which one it is. So I only have 2 of these. Pivot points, high and low, missed reversal. You find those on the settings, and traditional and Fibonacci. So there's only 2 things here. So these lines here, that's got the PP for the day. which is 47.01. So we're trading above the pivot point for the day, right? So if you want to know about these, we can discuss these. So if I go here, you'll see lots of these. There they all are. So this is what TradingView charts, and they're completely free. I have a free version of TradingView. So that's pivot point is the center of where they think it's going to be, and then you got support 1, support 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really use them, but they're great. The pivot point is the most useful thing to me. Is it trading above or below the pivot point? So below, it's more likely to come down. Above, it's going higher. And I use these because my better half trades with all of these kind of aids that you get. So you've got the RSIs, you've got various moving averages, etc., that people have used in the past. But with the signals, you don't really need any of these. Right? You don't need any of that because we're doing a lot of this for you. And now we're breaking down the trades. But this is always good, right? You know when it's about to reverse. Sometimes though, it will keep coming down and this point just gets moved further and further. So if this one here had gone below this point, that would have moved to here. So it's by no means, by no means the definitive way to trade, but it just gives you a great idea and it makes you focus on the trend lines as to what's going on. So at some point there'll be a high point and it'll hit it. And sometimes what will happen is it doesn't appear on one time frame, it appears on another. So look, see, yeah, you see there it sits. So on the 1 minute, it's appeared. And it just follows the market. It's behind the market. It's not in front of the market. So it's not a predictor of what's happening in the future. It's really just reading the past. So it's hit that high point, and now it thinks it's going to come somewhere there, and it just keeps doing it all day long. Doesn't matter where it is. But I just find it useful to look at this because that line's already plotted for me, and that's done. So those are the two indicators that we've got. And then along this side, like we're saying, you can add this stuff onto TradingView. So we can see where the gold is. It's up 0.1%, 0.2% today. There's the days range. There's a 52-week range. We've got some news here, and performance, what it's been doing, minus for the month, week, up for the month, minus for the 3 months. So the last year, so it's showing you the quarters. Seasonals again is showing you the travel of where it's been, and this technical thing's quite nice because it's in neutral. So last night it was actually selling, which I haven't seen for months and months and months and months and months. But last night it was actually pointing towards sell, and it's always been at buys. But for the reasons that are obvious now, it's telling us that it's at the position neutral. So those are the little things that I have on my TradingView. All set up very, very expertly by my other half months and months ago. So, but that's where it's at. We can run a session on that at some point if you want to use that. Okay, how are we doing market-wise? Where are we? Back to 47.16 again?
Yeah, 16.17. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it breaks that, then we have a chance to go to TP3, but. Yeah. Just book some profit. TP2 is there for you to take it.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the best thing was there for a long time. Sometimes retraces straight away, and sometimes you stay on that range.
Yes.
Then you have time to make the decision. But yeah, right now is 16.17.
We're not usually advised to enter a trade once it has hit TP2, though, are we?
Is it 3 or 2?
2.
Two. So once it's hit TP2, the advice is not to go in again.
Yeah. If it's hit stop loss, obviously, or TP2, we're not advised. We're told that trade isn't any longer
valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the market. No, that's great advice, for want. So there you have it. So this re-entry idea.
Yeah.
I think sometimes my self-talk is when I enter a trade without the signals, and then I actually reflect on it. Obviously, if it's in drawdown, you think, you know what, you don't really know the direction of travel of the market, right? So try not to be too clever yourself. Right? Again, it's that idea, isn't it? That would you go against the sat nav in your car? Yeah. You may do. So last week, not last week, Saturday, we needed to get across town, and it's about, I would say, about 10 miles, 8 or 9, about 10 miles, and we noticed. On one particular roundabout, about 2 miles down the road from our house, 3 miles, the traffic just wasn't moving. There's a bus there, I could see it, and it just wasn't moving at all. And so we thought, that's interesting. That's not moving. That was a main road to get to where we wanted to. So we just carried on over the roundabout because I know where I'm going. Right? And on the way back, it was a similar exercise. That traffic was just, something was obviously going on. There was either roadworks or there was an accident or something. A Saturday afternoon, I think. So we're not too far from Leicester Racecourse. So that was the first thing. I knew there was a race on Saturday. So loads of coaches and everything else. So traffic, we can have rugby, we can have football on as well. So they're all, that's the time, isn't it? So we had to get to our appointment for 1:30. So made it. But what I'm saying is, didn't need sat nav, right? Didn't need satellite navigation to get to the destination. Then we were test driving a car and wanted to take it on a typical route. So we took it down the motorway, came back home, and you did use satellite navigation for that, right? Because it's not a direction that I normally travel in, and it's not what I normally do. So we used that. And then on the way back, that was fine again, didn't need to use it. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, do I know where this market's going? And if the answer is yes, then by all means place the trade. If you don't know where the market's going, wait for the signal. Seems stupid not to, right?
Yeah.
So last night, there was a massive drop when the market opened. So I'll show you that. I'm not, let me put you on. So last night, so this is on the hour. So this is what it did last night. So market open, that was Friday, close, and this was market open yesterday. So it went all the way from 47.07 down to 46.79. Down to 46.75, down to 46.71, right? So it did all of that. So I looked what happened there. It didn't hit that. So this is when I was in trades at these points here. So easy to take profit, because generally speaking, the market will reverse back to where it started from after it does that drop or rise. Yeah. So I could be, pretty certain that's what it was going to do. And then again, as I've said to you, my lot sizes are much lower today than they used to be, because the idea of the game is not to make as much money as possible in the quickest possible time. The name of the game is to be in an account and keep the profits, right? So again, I was talking to you about these headlines. So there it is. That's not quite appeared yet. So saying 5 minutes ago, Goldman slips as stalled US-Iran talks push oil higher, right? Which means that, exactly as it is, that it slipped a little bit from where it was, but it's still above 47.15. So we'll see how that plays out in the market. Dollars, look at that. Yeah, so this was last night. Yeah, went crazy. So it started here on Friday, shot up, and then all the way down. It's coming down. So that's what they call it, Dixie. That's what it's doing, and that's where it's at. So that's a little bit of conversation about the market, what it's doing, and to look for these bigger patterns, bigger time frames, and see what's going on, right? So we can get the 12, we can get the year here, right? This is 12 months. Look at it. Yeah, that's all the way back to January the 1st, 1970, and that's all it's done. And look at these last couple of years, right? That was 25, that was 24, that was 23. So really rocketed from about 2019, 2020 was a really good year. Yeah, slipped back a little bit. So when people say, oh, it's gold finish, blah, 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 it's still up on the year.
Yeah.
Right? 52, that's a rolling 52-week range. So, it was at 3,100, it's 4,700. So it's still $1,600 above, about a third, about 30-40% above where it was 52 weeks ago. And then I just think it's a very healthy correction. So that obviously you need to expand that out because we're back down to the minute. Do you often look at the larger time frames at all, Matthias? What do you do?
Yeah. I'm keeping always daily and 4 hours, especially on the beginning when you start to see the market. You open first time the chart on the morning or at night.
Yeah.
And then you need to go to daily and 4 hours.
Yes.
And when you have the big picture, and then you can go to the 1 minute, 5 minutes to place your trades. I place my trades looking on the 1 minute.
Yes.
Because I like to scalping in, out, make my profits and go away.
Yeah.
But you need to have the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I say that the other day when I started to learn about trading, they teach me the way to see the markets like a dog. You have the head of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's the daily. Then you have the body of the dog. That is 1 hour, 4 hours time frame. And then you have the tail. That will be the 50 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute.
Okay.
Because that's it is. If you stay on 1 minute, it will be something like that, crazy all the time. But
tail wagging, huh?
Yeah. But if you go to the main body, that will move, but not as fast as the 1 minute, 5 minutes.
Yeah, fantastic.
But you need to have the big picture
all the time.
All the time. You need to have the big picture. Right. If you guys excuse me for a couple of minutes, I want to get some water. Yeah.
And we're coming up to 43 minutes that we've been live. Just going to make sure that the contractors are all okay. And see what they're going to be up to. Okay, so give me 5 minutes.
See you.
It's been a little slow this morning, Matthias, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it can move a bit faster.
Yeah, sometimes we have target done by 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But so it's like I said, I will start to do early mornings because then I don't need to keep trading. It's easy for me, especially when we are on the calls. It's easy for me to guide, but it's difficult to keep sharing signal and talking. And it's a little bit trick.
And entering, but it was a bit slow this morning.
And I like because I have small kids as well. The house could be a little bit noise on the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I have my space. Of course, they cannot like come or anything like that. They respect it. But 5 o'clock in the morning is just me. You have the time for yourself. If you wake up early, do some exercise, have your shower, then you're in front of screen fresh to get started.
Yeah.
I have my chamomile tea for my
to start your day.
To start my day, something hot. Then you have a fruit. And you make your routine on the morning.
Yeah.
Try to make your routine. Try to have what you want to do in the morning. And the same way you do with trading, you need to do with your routine.
Yes.
Prepare your mind for the trade.
Yeah.
Read a chapter of a book that you like. Trading
Yes.
in the Zone, chapter 11.
Yeah.
Or I like to see the positive mindset by Napoleon Hill. I like that. Some chapters of that book, just to keep my mind sharp for the day as well. Focus and absorbing the energy. Then you just start your day. You need to have your routine.
Yeah.
If you want to do meditation, exercise. I do a little bit of exercise. I'm pushing myself to it on the morning. Some days I don't have the feeling to it, but I just keep pushing,
Yeah.
That is the key, I think.
Yeah.
As you can see, the market is ranging, especially. Let me put my graphic.
It's still in that same zone. It's on 4716, and it's just.
As you can see here on the 1 minute, we came to the 13, then we went again to 16, 14. It's just on that area. When you know it's on that area, it's easy to place the trades again.
Yeah.
But I don't recommend you to keep placing trades over and over and over.
Yeah.
Especially when the TP already reached TP2.
Yes.
It's like the trade is still valid.
Yeah.
If we didn't reach stop loss or TP2.
Yeah.
If you reach TP2, don't enter the trading again for sure.
Yeah.
If it's still on the range on TP1 and it's a good range for you, it's up to you. But if you do one time, try to stick with your rules.
Yes.
Stick with the same rule over and over to make that mechanical approach, and it's easy for you to understand and to keep doing the same thing over and over.
Yes, to get into the habit.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard getting into those habits. It's not that easy.
No, it's not easy, especially on the beginning when you don't know what you're doing and things like that. But when you get used to your strategy and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, is where you can start to make that mechanical approach. And that's where we want everyone to be, because is where you will make more money.
Yeah.
And keep the money as well, because then you have your strategy.
Definitely.
Because make the money is easy, keep the money is difficult. The difficult bit, because you keep changing lot size, keeping over leveraging, or giving the money away. And in order to prevent that, you need to stick with your rules. Same lot size, don't keep changing. If you lost one trade, that's part of the game. That's why you have a stop loss.
Yeah, this morning, the trade where then the signal came to be risk-free at 4,710.
Yeah.
Entry was 4,712, and it took, but it was easy because the stop loss was there. And part of reaching that stop loss is part of what happens.
Yeah, I had many questions on that. Oh, he's a break-even at 10, but my entry point is 12 or 11.
Yes, mine was 12.
And most of us, we are on the same position. You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
But do you rather lose 20 pips or 10 pips or 30, even 30 pips?
Yeah.
Or do you want to lose 70 pips?
Yeah, exactly.
And get out of the trade at 70 pips, and then you will be exposing yourself on the next one even more.
Yeah.
That is the key. If we are sending the signal for risk-free, just move your stop loss to that point, and that's it.
Yeah.
maybe you, like I said, you will lose 10, 20 pips, or maybe
Yes.
you are at break even as well, or
Yeah.
maybe you are in profit.
Yeah.
We never know.
Yeah.
But you protect your capital. That is
Yes.
the key.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
and it does it hit because it wasn't break even for me because I'd entered at 12, but it still reduced the risk because it
you're
was
reducing the risk.
because the original stop loss was different.
And eventually, most of the time, when we are moving the stop loss to break even, and it's not the same break even as yours, you're protecting your capital
Yeah.
to get in a better entry, because
Yes.
often after we reach BE, break even, we will have another signal.
Which is what happened this morning.
Is most of the time, I can
Yeah.
tell you 80% of the time, when we reach BE, you
Yeah.
will have another signal, and then you will have a better entry, a better range.
Yes.
For you to understand. Let's say now the last signal 4709, 4703, and the BE on that point maybe could be on 5.
Yeah.
4705. Let's say our best entry was 4705, and your entry was 4707.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, as you can see, you will lose 20 pips if you will say move your stop loss to break even, and that is 05.
Yeah.
You will lose 20 pips, but you will not lose all the pips, because 05 to 02,
yes,
you can do the math.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened this morning. As soon as that signal came, it's what I did. So therefore, the loss of pips was less.
Yeah.
If that signal hadn't come.
And then straight away we had another signal. I was on that trade.
Yeah.
And sometimes what I tend to do, if my trades goes in profit and we have the signal at BE, and my trade is already in profit,
you close it.
I will book some profits and move my stop loss to break even
as well. Yes. Yeah.
You know, that break even we send the signal.
Yeah.
If at some point I'm in profit, I will book my profits. I will not hanging around waiting for go to TP1 or TP2.
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah. You book the
and
profit,
sometimes we will have the situation where we send the signal for move stop loss to break even, and we'll go straight away to TP1, TP2, TP3. Never come back to BE.
Yeah.
But the BE is there. Break even is to protect your capital.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Because you will have another signal, and then you can jump in with your full lot size. You don't need to keep changing lot size and anything like that.
Yeah.
As you can see here, we are coming to the entry point again on that trade, but we will not do that.
No.
Why?
No.
Because we reached TP2 already.
Yes.
Don't entry again, TP2 or stop loss. That is the key for you.
Yeah.
If it was only on the range TP1, maybe, but now we will not enter again.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the next.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's patience. Patience is the key.
Yeah.
And if we are copying the signals, we are copying the signals. If you trade by yourself, then is another point.
Yeah.
But if you copy the signal, just stick with the signal.
Yeah.
Don't do anything silly.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's so simple now for us. Oh, I want to enter again. That will go to TP2 again. Yes.
No.
But if it goes to stop loss, the signal is done. It's validated.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Then it's your fault to be greedy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let me put the microphone for cut. Yeah. I emote yourself. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Could you still hear me out there?
No, but just to protect, you can talk. And
Sure. Okay, so now we've got, if the price comes down to 47.09, we'll look to re-enter.
Yeah.
Now you have the clue. Now you can do it.
Yes.
But if you don't have the clue from the signal, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do
Yeah.
it.
Don't do it.
Mm.
Because I was talking about that right now.
Yeah.
That we reached
Yeah.
TP2 twice on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't keep doing that because the signal is already delivered.
Yes.
Just be patient for the next signal.
Yeah. Signal's no longer valid, right?
Yeah, it's no longer valid. And if you interpret the signal by yourself or and you're doing by yourself, then by all means do whatever you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that can go to the sky, I don't care. That can go
Yeah.
to TP4, TP5, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because that is the rules you put on your mind, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's plenty of opportunities on the market.
Mm. Mm.
Plenty. You just need to be patient. Another hour nearly finished. Okay, let me take that out, then we don't confuse anyone.
So whilst you're doing that, I was having a discussion with our, what can I call them? Bathroom fitters. Yeah.
Yeah.
About heated toilet seats and stuff that I've been told about over the weekend. Absolute ridiculousness. Right?
How long are you planning to sit on a
That's
toilet
exactly
seat
what we
that
were
you-
thinking.
That you need a heated toilet. Have you got no work to do?
We were thinking that. So my sister was going on about, she's got a problem with her ensuite, so she's like, oh, get this done, get this, and you get these seats and you get these kind of toilets, I'm gonna have one of those fitted, blah 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 blah. And then I think my wife's sister was going on about the same stuff, right? Oh, we've got this toilet seat, it's heated, it's this and it's this. And I'm like, and she said exactly the same thing. She said, you just got to go in there, do your business, and come out.
When you come out, how long are you going to sit there? Have you got nothing else to do all day? That you want to sit on a heated toilet seat?
Couldn't make it up, could you?
No.
Couldn't make it up, right?
Japanese people, they have all those things. So
They started it.
Yeah.
They used to call them smart toilets. So apparently they're about £800 for that toilet. So I
wow.
said, how much is a normal toilet? It's about 120 quid. I said, it's just considerable, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like 5-6 times the price. But he said you can get seats that do exactly the same thing for about £300, right?
Yeah.
I was just looking at, sent me some pictures of it. It's like, wow.
Okay.
Like I said, you could not make this stuff up.
Oh man.
You have the heater on the toilet. That is it. That's it. That you need to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But
If you want to be warm while you're doing that, you just can put the heater up on the toilet, and that's it.
Take your hot water bottle with you if you're going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a while.
What craziness. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's all right.
As you can see on the last one, we didn't reach 4709 and
No.
went straight away to 14.
Yes. And now it's on its way back.
Yeah, that will be not valid. If we didn't
Yeah.
reach that point, will be not valid. You
Yeah.
can
it's
always
it's only valid if it hits 4709, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can always have that 10 pips.
It's on its way back down now. So 11.
Yeah, it's dropping again.
Yeah.
Just be mindful and ready for action.
Yes. So it's on. Okay.
Okay, so 835. Yeah. And gold slips as stored US Iran talks push oil higher market talk, right? Let me just, gold futures slip stalled US Iran negotiations and rising oil prices keep inflation concerns elevated. Continued blockage of a key route, blah, blah, blah. So they're also thinking that this will push up inflation. And then the future monetary policy, yep, there it is. Investors also closely watching potential leadership changes at the Fed. So we've got moving of the chairman in May, I believe, and New York gold futures are down 0.2%, 4,730. So there are lots of prices for gold. One is spot, so you'll get a spot price, which is the price you pay right now, and you get gold futures, which might be a month ahead, 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead. So usually it will tell you, gold futures for May or June or whatever of 4,730. Now the market, the price at the moment in the market is 13, right? Mm-hmm. So there's every chance that will get dragged up closer to that. And obviously 30 is all the way up here. So yeah. I always look at that. So if you're buying gold for May delivery or June delivery, it's priced at 4,730. So they are expecting it to go up to that point. So those are the kind of things that we need to do. But we're price action traders, so we trade what's in front of us, not the future. But it's just building up your knowledge of the commodity that you're trading in and the commodity that you're making your living from. So always good to know this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you follow the news much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as I should on the trades, on what's happening in the markets, but I do follow the news, so I'm usually aware. But I'm not skilled enough as you and Matthias for it to, like you said, that you stayed up yesterday, had a look at the market, and put some trades in. I wouldn't be able to do that. But that's the whole point of me being here, is to learn.
Yeah.
Get to a
stage to be able to do maybe even half of that, That's the whole point of showing up.
And make it simple. Is even better.
Yeah. So the price dropped to 4,711. It dropped to 10 again.
Yeah, we will have another signal soon.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's floating now at 10.11.
Yeah.
And our advice is that if it comes to 9, it come down to 9?
And then we'll
get the signal and the range.
Yeah, the range should be
still around about 11.
Yes, it's hovering around 11 and 10. So the range should be more or less, Matthias, the same as it was before.
Yeah,
if it comes down to 9.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If it's a big range, will be 9 to 3.
Yeah.
And they stop loss at 0.2.
Yeah.
It will be something like that.
Yeah, similar.
Similar, the another one.
Yeah.
But then it's just the patience to wait for it. And sometimes, like you say, the market will move so fast. We'll go to TP2, TP3. That's amazing. And some days we will be TP1s. That's why you need to learn how to take the profit.
I think my trading's changed since we started coming on here, Matthias, to more trades, smaller profits per trade, smaller lot size.
I think so. That is the key. If you keep booking profits, you don't take the risk.
Yeah. I just, now it's just so different. And I can't remember the last time I actually lost any money, to be honest with you. I hit a couple of SLs last week, but nothing major to speak of.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think so. That is the key as well. If we are here taking those trades, is helping everyone to understand.
Yes.
That is the key.
Yeah. We were talking yesterday, weren't we, about trading perhaps from 8 till about 3.
Yeah.
it's what is it, 6 or 7 hours, whatever it might be. Obviously, you're going to have a lunch break and everything else doing that, but your returns can be fabulous because you're not looking to make massive profits per trade, so you don't need to take a huge amount of risk.
Yeah.
You can have a lower lot size, and take 8, 10, 15 trades, something in that kind of number, depending on what you make on the day, because obviously each day varies, right?
Yeah.
So now, what I see in this market is there's a danger of it slipping further down. So you need to be really careful about buy trades.
Yeah.
We could have quite easily have a drop down to 4,700 again. It's been to 4,671 already in the Asian session.
Yeah.
So there's every possibility that it could just go and do that. Obviously, the market's still bullish. We're looking at it's within 10 pips now of the re-entry point, but it just will not do that. The problem is when you see this pattern on the 1 minute, you suddenly see a 30-40 pip drop at one point, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the low here of 47.07, which is probably the last hour, I believe, which is what it's showing. So let's see what goes. But it keeps bouncing just above that re-entry point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Would you ever take that, or would you just say no? If it doesn't hit it, then I won't do it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that 09, respecting the signal,
Yeah.
Because then you protect yourself all the time. Now we are on that range. It will be amazing to keep placing trades, but then is every time you press the button, it will be you expose yourself as well. You're putting yourself on the market.
Yes, not in the range. Morning, Adam. Good morning. How are you? So Adam joined us last week, so he's a good friend of mine. So good luck with your trading. Let us know how it goes. So you met Adam last week on Zoom, didn't you, Matthias?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, let us know, and you're welcome to join here on the studio as well.
Yes. Dare you to join us, Adam.
Don't be shy.
He's a really good friend of mine. We've known each other for over 20 years, so I've done a lot of stuff together. So I'm really happy that he's started trading again, right? It's interesting, isn't it, how people kind of drift in and out of trading quite a lot, Matthias. I hear that people like, and he's saying steady on, it's only day one. Yeah, well, tomorrow will be day 2.
I can show you.
Yeah, so you'd be good. It's interesting, isn't it, how people kind of need a bit of time to actually find trading as a career. They come in and out. I'm always talking to new people. I was talking to somebody yesterday saying, I want to buy a house, saving to get married. And, and it's how tough it is. Got a professional job, graduate, proper job. And I said, what kind of money are you making? And it was quite surprising how little it was. So I said, what are you hoping to achieve? He said, I want to save more money, want to make more money, want to stop building somebody else's business. And yet to arrange a meeting, as in it's just messaging. I think we've met in India, I believe. So it's interesting that people's journeys of how they get here. For me, it was quite an accident during COVID that somebody rang up and said, would you be interested in doing this as a coaching business, in terms of where I was, because I was coaching and consulting in property at the time. And people were coming to me and saying, can't really afford to enter the property market. Can't really afford to have coaching from you. Could you do something that's more competitively priced? And then, God always has a plan, I think. And somebody rang up out of the blue on social media and said, would you be interested in this? And that's how I kind of started. So trading wasn't the first thing I started. I started building a team. and I suddenly realized I was a recruitment consultant and not a trader, right? So I didn't last long doing that, and we came across and fortunately found trading. It's been up and down, I must admit, blown more accounts than I care to remember, but usually it's my own greed. I didn't have the system I have now, wasn't following signals. I was trying to do it myself with the charts, technical analysis, reading everything every day, and that's hence all of this comes from. So reading everything every day, and then trying to place my own trades. So some really good days, some really bad days, some really dark nights, up all night watching the charts because I'm stuck in trades. So none of that happens now. We don't do any of that. We just follow the signals, do what we're being told to do, make our money, and go away. And that is so stress-free now that it's unreal as to how easy it actually is. So we've got the advice that we've got, the signal that we've got is that if the price comes to break even at 47.09, we will look to re-enter. It hasn't done that.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be in a trade if you're following the education. So, and as awful as it is to see when these candles wicking up, you think I've missed one there, but they'll be along at any minute, so nothing to worry about. There'll be a valid signal at some point. So it's obviously reacting to that news of the story around US talks. So it's all about that at the moment. It's all about the price of oil, and it's all about that. So dollar's slipping. So I would expect gold to start rising at some point. Look at that. That's the hour candles. So it jumped last night. I believe this is, just checking. Yeah, this is market open. So what this is showing is that it went to this and it came all the way down. So there's a gap there. So it must have opened here, did all that in an hour, and then it's just been doing this. Yeah. So that's on the 1 hour. That's on the day. So the dollar is definitely slipping and it's selling. So it's below, that would be Friday. And so that's Friday's day. So it was buying for 3 days, now it's selling. Dollar has to come down. It doesn't stick around this level for very long, as you can see. Look, it's on January, it was all the way down to 95, and it actually, I think, got to well below 95. So that's where it's at. So that's the story of the dollar. And if you just joined, then the reason for that happening is that more dollars are wanted because oil is bought and sold in dollars around the globe. So governments are ending up selling their gold, buying dollars, buying oil, and they're having to do more of that because oil is more expensive. So the dollar goes up, oil goes up, gold goes down. Dollar goes down, oil goes down, gold goes up. Yeah. And sometimes it's in direct sync all the time. It's doing it really, really quickly. And sometimes there's a bit of a delay. So that's the bit to watch for. So it's not just automatic. That's generally the patterns that it follows over time. Right, we've got some news. So let's have a look. Got some news today. Where are we? So no, it's in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, so not today, not
red folders. So these things will appear when you have a timeline. So because we've got it on the day, we can see these. So we can see the next, but on the hour, they won't be there because obviously it's not today. But yeah, we've got some red folder news coming later on in the week.
Yeah, it will be Wednesday.
Yeah.
For USD. And then we have a big one on, Wednesday is the FOMC.
What actually is that FOMC, as in, is it a meeting or is it interest rates?
The statement is the press conference.
Okay.
And that will be the biggest one for the week, I think.
Is that Powell speaking?
Let me go on the news. Let's see who is speaking here. I cannot see who will deliver that, but yeah, I think so. It is. It will be him.
Yeah. So chairman's delivering that. So and of course there's sites for Red Folder News. I tend to just follow it on their economic calendars are around, so which give you all that kind of information. And again, it's nice to have, and some people really want to drill down and know about all that kind of stuff. I just bear it in mind because we're following a signals-based system. So somebody's doing all that research and all of that for us, so that we can just, it's like, do you want to know what drives your satellite navigation, or do you just want to follow the directions? So it's a bit of both. Some people are really detail driven and they want to know absolutely everything. But then other people have a more of a relaxed attitude that somebody's doing all the work for me, so I can then just crack on and just trade and go away. I'm definitely the latter. What about yourself, Matthias?
The same.
Yeah. What about you, Colin?
That's what I want to do, because I think when we're beginning, it is what I'm doing, because I think when you begin, you do have to have a little bit of investigation of your own, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, what mind have you got? You need some curiosity, don't you?
Yeah.
But this is just fantastic,
Yeah.
I have been there. My 3 first years, I used to have the 2 screens and reading all the news, understand every news, and doing the reading of the charts by myself. But right now, I'm like living the dream. Signals, that's it.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. On Saturday, we went to have a test drive of this new car. So I jumped in, the guy says, oh, this is how you do this. It's like, okay, fine, start button, yeah, that, blah, gears, yeah, blah. And then I've adjusted the seat and everything. I'm ready to go. And my wife is into the menus of everything she can find. So it just shows you 2 different types of people.
Mm.
And what they go and do. She wants to know everything before she starts. Adam's a bit like that. He's really into, wants to drill down into everything. I'm like, tell me how we get going, right?
So I'm changing, Cam. All my working career outside, I wanted to know why you did what you did.
Mm-hmm. As in the reason behind your decision.
Yes. Yeah. And I found for all of the different careers that I entailed on, it stood me in great stead, because I was always the first one to be promoted, because people otherwise, because it's a different business. Here, I'm happy. I'm more than happy. I want to know a little bit, like I just said. I do want to know a little bit, and I want to learn a bit more, because I'm still, but I think that's possibly the way the market's moving now, is at which point I just want to, at the moment, I just want to understand is when you're looking at those signals, which is your bottom line for when it breaks, or which is the top line, what you're watching, the range. I'm not, other than that, I'm quite happy not to know the rest, but just follow the signals.
Yeah.
That's what so I've changed from 40 years of I must know how or why and where and in and out to I'm actually just very happy. I'll press this button and I'll press this button. I learn to negotiate that bit. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny how we're able to change as well.
Of course, well, we're changing every day, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's whether we're improving or not is another matter, isn't it?
Yes.
I saw this great line yesterday. There's an old film on The Untouchables with Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. And Kevin Costner approaches him to come in his special forces thing. So he said, I wish I'd met you 10 years and 20 pounds ago. Right? Okay, it's getting towards the 09 now. So it's the first time I've seen
Okay.
09 on my
Yeah.
chart.
Look.
So it may go to it. Or it may just bounce off and do what it does. It's been doing
Yeah.
for about 10-15 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on that. And so change is inevitable, isn't it? We're all changing.
Yeah.
Are we improving? Is I suppose the real question, isn't it, in terms of what we're doing? But look, I think we're now happy that we've put a system together. There's other things coming down the road. So there's something else that I'm testing, an automated tool to be able to place these trades. So I'm just at the point where I've been testing it with a demo account. Now this week, hopefully I'll be able to hook it to a live account. That's just the technical side of stuff that is being held up, not on my end. I'm quite happy now to put it onto a small live account, and then I'll come back to you guys at some point, see how that is. But otherwise, I think we're really happy about the idea that we've now delivered in terms of trading with Cam. Really is trading with Cam, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So you can trade with us,
Mm.
and we've delivered that. We're analysing and breaking down the trades. We're breaking down the signals. So there's truly an education that's happening behind the scenes, and that you guys can utilise. And we're not really concerned with how many people are on at this moment in time, because we want to get it right from our end. So little things like lighting, microphones, cameras, good quality of equipment, etc. Then we've got some plans to actually, at some point, go into a purpose-built office that delivers this for us. So again, that's an experience that will change things again. But generally speaking, I'm really happy. Yeah. And I'm really pleased with what we're beginning to deliver. It's taken a while to get to where we want to, but we're here now. So we're Matthias and I are absolutely thrilled to be able to do this, to build and help our community and help traders, and be on hand really to answer any questions as well, because that's the bit, isn't it, that you kind of get stuck in, right?
Yeah.
And I think most of us now, so the last message was 8:55. It's now 9:23. So it's 25 minutes ago. And it's so easy to get distracted, start scrolling and miss the next signal.
Yeah.
So what it's done for me is that my focus now is absolutely on this. I'm not 100% focused on my trading, because obviously we're doing this, but it's not difficult. Trade comes along, it's not difficult to enter it and take it. And so that's really what I'm pleased about in terms of where we're going and we're going as a community. So Trade with Cam really is delivering on what we promised, and we want to deliver more, and it'll come through. So here we go. It's hit 09:42 on my chart.
Yeah.
Every chart is always slightly different, because each broker has it slightly differently in terms of how they interpret this stuff. And obviously we've got speed of the internet and all that kind of stuff. So you can be 4, 5, 10 pips out sometimes in what the price is being indicated. And even TradingView and MT4 and MT5 sometimes a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether, so there's certainly no signal to say re-enter. But you could have done, it was just about there. Or you could just say, no, you know what? I've done, I don't know how many TPs we've hit so far this morning, but we've hit enough not to be worried at 9:30 that we can't have our percentage gains that we want.
Plenty of TPs once this morning, like I was talking with Kuwant. A lot of TP1s, and some days will be TP3s as well on the morning. But this morning was a little bit struggle, but we got TP1s, TP2s, and that is the main of it. Keep booking your profit.
Yeah. Take the money, right?
Yeah, take the money. Don't leave money on the table. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. I come back now.
Okay.
Matthias?
He's just gone out, he said, didn't he?
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 consultations booked, so we've got to organise ourselves.
Wow.
So we've been working with a marketing company. So we did that probably about 3 months ago. So it's taken that amount of time to get all the assets together.
Yeah.
Back office, all sorts of communication tools and everything that we need. And so this weekend was when we went live with it. So this morning we've had 5 consultations booked for people who are interested in coming on with us. So that's interesting. Matthias?
So it's hit 409 again. It's at 409.58, 61.
Yeah.
It's hovering. But
It's
I think
hovering.
but I think we wait.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but I think we wait for me, because I want to be more mechanical. I want to wait for the signal.
I agree with you. I think that's a great place to be.
Because otherwise you're changing it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you can
I
only change it if you know what you're doing. Absolutely, with 100% confidence.
Yeah. Well, you were talking earlier about change, right? So the big change for me is I would have taken that 3 months ago. I would have taken that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's like, nah. If it doesn't meet the criteria, I'm not taking it. End of story.
Yeah. Because we've not been told that. So that's what we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think the other thing is,
that's why I want to be on the session with you two, to make sure I keep that discipline. I don't want to be on the session if you're going to say, oh, all right, then let's just go. It's like riding a horse bareback.
It's a great way to look at it. Yeah, like I said, an older version of me would have said, now let's get in there, right?
Yeah.
And then paid the price. So no, I'm just quite cool about it.
Yeah. These sessions are great for that discipline. And that the teaching, that's what it's all about. Like you say, it's really good, Cam. It's very good.
And then you're not by yourself. You are in the community.
Yeah.
It's like you are here. We appreciate that a lot. But then we have more people just watching it and taking profit of it.
Matthias, have you looked at your emails? We've got about 5 consultations booked.
Oh, wow.
I was just saying that when you went away to Cornwall. I started our marketing of TWK over the weekend. So we definitely need now to be organising ourselves and make sure that our diary is sorted so that we don't have consultations booked for when we're here.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do them whilst we're here, I don't mind. It'd be interesting. I think the thing is that more and more people, we are getting more entrepreneurial. I don't think I think the cost of living crisis is forcing people to take another look. And then if you've got money, you want it to work as hard as you possibly can, because inflation is just rampant. The nonsense of the 3% and the 2% that they're talking about is absolute rubbish. It's a pack of lies. Right? I know my shopping bills are getting more and more expensive every month, 2 months, 3 months. You notice, good God.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That ain't 2 or 3%. So I think there's that going on that way. I don't think wages have kept up with the cost of living. And I know that there's some really good employers. I think Marks and Spencer's and companies like John Lewis. There'll be others, and these are ones I've read about, that are actually increasing their staff wages much more than would. Oh, look at that! There you go.
Now you get
prices come down, and now it's there. So
now
the buy signal. And if you want to put that up, Matthias. So
I will put
between 08 and 02. So I'll tell you that. So between 4702 and 4708, you can enter. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers there. Stop loss is 4701. So there you go, Matthias. Put that up on the screen. So there's your signal, and you can enter that. So I'm going to just look and monitor that, see if I want to get into that. Okay, it's just at the, so 0804 I've got, so it's right at the top of that. It's been lower. I wasn't part of that. So
Yeah.
if it carries on rising, I'm not going to enter that. So the opportunity to enter it was a minute ago because it went to 4707. So that was within range. So let's see if it comes back or it climbs up. And if I've missed it, I've missed it. I don't really care because they're like buses. There'll be another one along any minute. So I've also got some buy limit orders, so you could look at those. 07, 06, 05, 04, 03, 02. So there's another way of doing that. So you can put in, instead of going to, I think it's called instant execution, if I'm not mistaken.
Market execution.
Market execution. That's
Yeah.
it. Market execution.
Yeah.
So instead of going to market execution, you could put a buy limit in of any of those from all the way up the range. So 4707 to 4708. So we've got the buy limits are set. So instead of just doing market execution, you could put a buy limit in at 4702. And so if that hits, the trade will be executed and you'll be in the market. So there's the other way of doing that. And sometimes they'll hit, sometimes it won't. And then you just delete them afterwards. So if the trade hits TP1 or 2 or 3, you delete them at any point that you like. So that's another way of trading. So you go on your MT4, MT5 on the drop down. Instead of market execution, you have buy limit and sell limits. So we're buying right now. So you could have done it that way.
And then it's easy for you to set up everything as well. You can put those limits. You can do the layering strategy if you want to enter more than one time. And then you put the stop loss straight away as well to protect your capital.
Yeah. And so we've got an SL of 4701, TP of 4712, and an entry at 4707 that hasn't triggered, and none of the ones below that have triggered. The problem with buy limits is obviously that if the market starts coming down, then it can go past that as well and still hit your SL. But that's what the signals are there for. So there's a measure of that's the trader's speciality in knowing where the market is going to go, because we follow institutional order flows and we follow liquidity blocks, and that's the way we think that the market's going to go. That's where the signals come from, is number of years of experience and training and just knowing what's going to happen in the market. So that's where they come from. So don't take it lightly, and and if that's the expert that you're following, the guru, then follow him religiously. That's what I'm doing.
That's it. And Adam just put something. This site is really good to track for
Red
folders.
Yeah.
I think so. You mean the Trading View or Forex Factory, Adam? I think so. Are those ones? Forex Factory I really like for track red folders, and it's going up. Let's see, we have one. The first TP will be 4711 for the last signal. And sometimes if we see is struggle or something like that, then you will start to see the BE. We will move the stop loss to the best entry.
So it's a quiet market, but there's still plenty of action in terms of TPs hit, and we've got this the third Thank you. That's lovely. So it's the third signal that we've hit today, I think. Is it third or fourth? Let's have a look. So if you'd have been up at 5 o'clock this morning, dead on 5, there was a signal there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was one at 6:15, one at 6:30, that's 3, one at 6:38, that's 4, 5, 7:35, 6. So it's the 6th trade setup that you could have entered today. And you would have made profit on all of those. We haven't hit an SL.
And
So-
some of the TPs as well was double, especially
Yeah.
TP1s.
Yeah. So you could have had 5 or 6 winning trades if you just done one layer. Obviously, if you'd layered it, you could have had 20 trades now that were in
Yeah.
profit. And you'd either be going home, as in thinking packing up for the day, or you'd be thinking, right, I'm going to crack on with this. And you know what? If you've got a small account, do 5, 6, 10 hours a day, right? That's my advice to you. If you've got time to do it, right, do that, because you will smash that. You will double that account. Cool One did it from a standing start in about 6 weeks, right? So it's possible. She's very careful. 0.01. Didn't really know a lot about trading.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything.
There you go. I wasn't obviously going to say that, right?
No, you can. That's fine.
So yeah, she was, from a standing start to be able to do that. Let's say you doubled your account in 2 months.
Yeah.
And so it's 0707 now.
Yeah.
So again, let me see if one of my buy limits been hit. No, it didn't get to 707. It was 704 or .4.
Yeah.
So it didn't quite get there. And this is what discipline's all about. If I hadn't set that, I would probably have pressed the button now 3 months ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I set my buy limit. I haven't.
Touch anything. Yeah.
No. I'm in one of the trades, but that's it. So that's another really good way of trading, is to put those buy limit orders in.
Then you just wait for it. Patience is the key as well.
Well, you've removed the decision making out of it, haven't you?
Yeah. Then you remove the fear. You make that mechanical approach.
Yeah, you've removed the decision making. You've removed the emotion. You set your TP, you set your stop loss, you set where you're going to enter the market. And if it doesn't happen, who cares? So the hour's definitely been selling.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of opportunity. We're still in a bull market. It's above the pivot point for the day, which is down at 47.01. So the market's trading above there. That's generally time for buying rather than selling. And if you use any indicators, make sure they're up to date.
Yeah.
So always have the latest version. And make sure you're drinking plenty of water. See that, Potatoes?
All the time. It's my third one today.
Yeah. I think so I have hot water to start with. Start the day. So a couple of glasses of that. And then now I've gotten into the habit of, now the desks and everything's set up. I wasn't doing it last week, and I noticed that.
So your 4707 should have taken, because it's at 4705 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's triggered. 06 is triggered. 07 is triggered. And so, so the first cup of tea of the day is 9:40. Not bad.
Yeah, have my chamomile tea as soon as I wake up. Something hot.
Hero you are, right? I can't get used to any of that tea stuff, right? I tried all the herbal tea. They're okay for a few days. Then I'm like, no, I just want to good cup of
Coffee.
tea. And no, I rarely drink coffee. I had it with you yesterday because you had a coffee, but
Yeah.
not a coffee drinker really, just to have tea.
Let's see. Now we have a good entry, and it's going up. Let's see.
So although my TPs are set, I don't necessarily go to them. As in, if I don't think it's gonna struggle, then take the profit.
Especially when drops on below on the range, it's easy to make that decision, make some profits. And if you're spreading your risk as well, you don't put your eggs all.
There we go. Risk free at 47.06. So 20
Yeah.
pips hit. So you could set that to break even now at 47.06.
And like I said to you, when we have that break even, if it's not your best entry, doesn't matter. Always try to move your stop loss to that entry point.
So I've now deleted all my buy orders apart from the ones that are triggered. So I've closed one of those, taken a bit of profit, got a couple open. I would take some profit on those. So just follow what's going on. 20 pips hit, risk free at 47.06. So 47.06 SL to BE. Yeah. So 47.07 close with 10 pips, 47.08 close with 0 pips. So you've got 10 pips. If it comes back to 47.06, we'll enter the market again.
Like I said, we will have a better entry.
Yeah, you'll have a better entry.
That's why protecting your capital is the key.
100%.
And TP1 nearly there.
Yeah. I'm just watching it on my phone. Yeah, close that.
TP1.
TP1, yeah.
And risk free. Everyone should be at risk free now.
How cool is that?
Amazing.
Yeah, here we go. TP1 hit, 50 pips.
It's great. And you see the patience here on that trade as well, because didn't move straight away.
Yeah. So pulled back to 47.06 before TP1. So we've taken that. Thank you very much.
Some profits.
Yeah. So one of those was at break even, 47.07. We came out of that personally. Made profit on the second trade of 50 pips perfectly. And I'm still in one, which if it climbs much higher, where are we now?
11.
Yeah, so 13 will be 50 pips for me.
Yeah. That's it. Keep climbing. 13, 14. Come on.
So it needs to break this here, 47.13.94 to get above it. Then go for this, the 47.16. So let's see what it does now. So always look to the left. So you've got there is, do you want to just put my chart up?
Yeah.
Thank you. So you've got this now, it's climbing 13.25 I've got. So it's risen above all of these here. So the next point on the left is 47.13, it's there now. And then we've got 14.23, which was about our TP that I needed to get to there. My trade's closed, 50 pips, that's 100 pips done.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's for you.
Thank you. That's 47.08.71 to 47.13.72. So that's hit that, right? So we should all be out of all of those.
If you will break 13.14 now, we'll go easily for TP2, 15, 16.
Yeah.
We just need to break that again.
Yeah. But you should be out of all your trades again now, right?
Yeah. It's like book your profits.
You hit 90 pips, you're done.
Yeah.
That should be the end of that trade.
And if we are in TP2, trade is not valid anymore. Don't keep entry the same trade.
Yeah.
Re-entry, I mean.
I mean, I know we said TP is 47.20, right? But then you've got the fact that we've prices pulled back, so it could drop back again. So if you're brave, then you're still in. I'm out of those. One entry out of break even and 2 entries at 50 pips.
As you can see, look, he's fighting to break that point. And that's why it's important for you to book the profits when you have the money there.
So got another bit of news in, so let me see if I can highlight that for you. So global stocks steady, oil climbs on stalled peace talks. So that means gold will go down. Hence you've seen it, struggling today. So oil futures reach more than a 3 week. So again, we talked about spot prices and futures. So this will be that's Brent. I believe that's Brent. Yes, Brent crude. So it's up 2.66%. It's $101 a barrel, which means it's climbing. And so hence gold is coming down, and that's what's going on. So, so gold for, oil for, usually they're about 3 months ahead of time. So April would be like May, June, July delivery will be at those, that's what they're fixing the price of. So a little bit of background for you guys, if you fancy it, whilst we're waiting for the next signal, is that, so when energy prices go up and down and petrol prices go up and down at the pumps, so sometimes oil's coming down and petrol prices are not coming down, and people, are naturally complaining about what's going on. See, it started reversing now, so you should have taken your TP2 and walked away, right? You'd be scot-free now with 50, 100, 200 pips, whatever it is. So that's where you'd be right now. So the reason that energy prices don't always come down is because today those companies are buying oil at the price that it is in 3 months' time for delivery. Might be next month, might be the month after. So they've bought at those high prices. So even though price drops, the price at the pumps for petrol and diesel doesn't come down at the same time. because they've paid higher prices for those. Electricity is the same, and gas is the same, etc., etc., etc. So then sometimes it takes a while for prices to go up. I know, obviously, profiteering comes into it, and companies quickly put prices up, right? And then they're like, yeah, and they're slow to put them down. But that's just commercial interest. So that's the reason behind prices not coming down as soon as oil goes down again, because companies have bought oil for delivery at this time at perhaps prices that were higher or lower, and that's how it varies. So that's where there's a time delay in what's going on. Hope that helps. Just trying to understand the markets and how they move, and what moves the markets.
But as you can see here, book your profits. The price is coming down again, and TP2 is delivered. You don't re-enter that trade again.
No.
Just wait for the next one. That's great. We have finished the first session with another TP2.
Oh wow, it's 10 o'clock already. Where did that time go, huh? So did you take those trades, Cool One? So in the last 2 hours?
I did, and I closed them. I was able also to take a couple of the trades early this morning.
Okay.
I took the 5 o'clock one. And I took another one that I think it was 7:35 just before we came on.
Yeah.
So I was able to take that as well and close in profit.
Brilliant.
Because I won't be able to join the afternoons. I'm going to meet friends in Richmond.
You're obviously making far too much money. So we want to hear, right?
I deliberately waited to tell you till the end of the session. But I will join you. I will be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And tomorrow I'm meeting friends again at 10:30. But I hope to be back by 1 o'clock because it's just for coffee. So tomorrow I should be here for both sessions.
Yeah, what a life though, eh?
Absolutely. And I have the option because this is so good for discipline. And today you really marked it down when we said that there was a time when we had noticed that if the price will come down, we will be entering. Yeah. But we still did not till we were confirmed now. And all of that discipline to be able to do this session makes that. It makes you do that. It makes you behave.
Yeah,
that's great.
Because not behaving means you will lose unless you are, really, really know what to do. And you've got another. He's saying the next signal says 4706. If it comes down to 4706, so but this puts discipline. It puts the wheels of discipline into place.
It does, doesn't it? Beautifully.
Yes. So if I'm gonna on my travel if there's a trade, I can take it, but it will help me. These sessions help me just stick to that discipline. Away from here, it makes you stick to the discipline, and that's so much. That's really needed, isn't it?
And that makes less stress on yourself as well.
So it's finished, like we said, TP2, we pressed our buttons, we came out, it's done. Yeah, There's nothing, and he's saying...
Here's a signal.
Yeah.
I will not share that signal here on the screen because then we cannot update, but we have another signal now.
Yeah, we've got another buy signal. I'll go through the ranges. So enter from 4700 to 4706. So enter between 4700 and 4706. So it's just about in range. I need to drop a little bit more. TP1's 4709, TP2's 4713, TP3 is 4718. high risk trade. Stop loss is 46.99. So I'll go through those again if anybody's, because like Matteo says, we're not going to put it up because we're not here to help you manage that trade. So it's in range. 47.06 is the top end, so it's just about there now. So if it drops a little bit more, then 47.07, 47.13, 47.18, and an open TP, which we always have as the fourth one. And that's it. So it's come up. So you were just about in range. So it's come up. It may come back to within range of placing a buy, but it's just risen above that. Hope you enjoyed today's session. Please, if you're on YouTube, then subscribe. A, you'll get notifications, and B, we will, YouTube themselves will start showing this to more and more people so that people can benefit from this. So TP1, 30 pips hit.
TP1 before the end of session.
Yeah, before the end of the session. So absolutely fantastic in terms of what's happening there. Let me just have a look, see what we're doing over here. Yeah, okay. So that's all there again. And we will be here at 1 p.m. For the New York Open. So I hope you've enjoyed this session. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we can add. If there's something that you think, this would improve your experience or improve your trading, then we're here. We're all here. We're here for you and to build the community with you and to make us all profitable traders. At the end of the day, that's all we want, right? So we're day traders. We trade every single day. And then we make money every single day. That's the whole idea, is to actually, be successful and have regular money coming in. And that's the way to do that. So, Matthias and I've got some work to do. I think, Matthias, did you get your notifications from the meetings that have been booked?
I will have a look on that because I didn't get the emails.
Okay, I think you're on the email, so we need to check that. You should be getting those, right? So that's maybe something that needs looking at in the system. But we will certainly look at that. So price hung around 47.06, perfectly re-entry ahead of the time on this one. So yeah, it was all good stuff, right? Could have made some money on that, which is absolutely fantastic, and that's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So just gonna go through now, because what happens is we do get people posting results and testimonials. So just got one great start to the day, £276 in profit, and a beautiful 0.05 lot size trading. That's coming at 8:39 this morning. Got lucky and hold, 4.15 yesterday, £470 profit. It was obviously from Friday. So really, really interesting and really fantastic to see clients making money, and that's what it's all about, right? So it's in range again, so I don't know whether you'd enter that. Let me have a look. Yeah, we have the re-entry, so there's no need for this. Yeah, so that isn't a valid entry point unless you want to take it. Right, we will see you all at 1 o'clock. Thank you so much. Kulwant, enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Tell us all about it.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
So we're gonna go off now and discuss what we need to do for the next couple of hours, and then we take it from there. So if you wanna, shall I end the live stream? I'll wait until the 2 hours is up. But 1 hour, 59 minutes and 29 seconds. So we don't want to cheat you guys out of the last 30 seconds of this, right?
We're gonna say 2 hours.
You know what I really think though, Matthias? I'm actually enjoying this so much.
That is nice.
Yeah, I did not know, because last week was obviously quite difficult because I was traveling, right?
Yeah.
But now, and then I came back and I had to change my computer and all sorts of things and whatnot. Luckily, we have a couple of iMacs, so I can swap over, because the other one didn't have a screen that I could get. I didn't have, I think it was webcam, so whatever, it wasn't there, right? So, but now today it feels like I'm here, just waiting for this extremely powerful and beautiful little webcam So that's arriving that you very kindly pointed out to me. So when
Yeah.
that arrives, we'll hook that up, and then that'll be the last toy that we get. Right, there we go. We're at 2 hours. Right, guys, we'll see you at 1 p.m.
See you
And we'll
later,
see you
guys.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
now.
you. Bye.
Bye. Enjoy.
Thank